And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. All set to bring you MLB The Show's Game of the Week. It's the Tampa Bay Rays going up against Chinese Taipei. We have an absolute treat on tap today as two of the game's best pitchers go head-to-head, Singy.
Yeah, and when these two are on, it's nothing short of electric, Boog. Neither of them likes to give an inch. Fierce competitors that have been dominant all season long. Will be a legit pitching duel in this one.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Ready for baseball here in New York. And today's starting pitcher, Kai-Wei Teng. Base runners are tough to come by with him out there, Chris.
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Late with the swing there.
0-2.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. On the ground. Fires across the diamond, and the first out of the game is an easy one. All right, let's take a look at the Rays lineup. Down to the 8th spot, a guy that's trying to get back on track at the plate, Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, he just hasn't been much of a threat this year, hitting in the low 200s right now. And when you're going through this lineup, his struggles really seem to stand out. I know he's doing whatever he can to get back on track, and so we'll see if he can find his way in this one. Maybe show some good signs to us, get it going some way, somehow.
One down, base is empty. That one fouled off.
Yeah.
On the ground, right side. Over to first. 2 quick outs at the top of the first here tonight.
Batting third, first baseman Yandy Diaz.
Yandy Diaz now. That one drilled left field. That's back there. And out of here. And the Rays take the lead. It's 1-0.
First pitch swinging, and he got the fastball. He knew exactly what to do with it, too. Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
So 2 down, Brandon Lau next to hit for the Rays. Ball one there.
Counts 1-0.
Bottom of the zone and a called strike.
Good zip on that fastball at the bottom of the zone. If he's there all day, it's going to be a tough one for the hitters.
Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hi.
2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across here in the 3rd and final game of the series. And down on strikes. And that'll do it. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's an early 1-0 lead. Back after this on the show. Back here in Queens, today's starting pitcher, Taj Bradley. What do you look for here?
Well, what quickly stands out to me for this guy is that he comes in with a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio on the season. So when you consider consistency, the ability to get swings and misses, and to limit base runners, that's critical in winning games today, especially when teams are depending on the big swing, the home run, to win ball games.
Swing and a foul straight back. a foul ball. The wind and the pitch. Ripped on a line. Stretches out and hauls it in. And let's take a look at the lineup. Of course, one of the best players in the game today, Kevin Parada.
Simply put, Boog, I mean, one of the elite players in the game, arguably the best player in the game. Just an absolute unbelievable talent. Always so much fun to watch him go out there and do his thing. Sit back and enjoy the show, and hopefully he's able to do something special in this one.
And that one fouled off. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. That's back there. Into the Big Apple, seats and gone. Wow. He circles the bases. His 13th home run of the season. It's 1-1. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back. When a guy's got a real hard fastball, you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Chang, the next to hit.
He really needs to start making more contact, striking out nearly twice in each of the last 5 games.
That one missed.
He hasn't played like a rookie this year, that's for sure. I questioned if his power would translate right away, but he's been blasting home runs since he got here.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. One gone, runner at first. Lynn now at the plate.
Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
Swings through that one for strike one. And the 0-1. Runner takes off. That's in for a strike. Throw, tag, out. Great throw by Gary Sanchez.
That goes to show you stealing a base is a tough thing to do and far from a sure thing, even with big-time speed. It's not easy to catch him, but that was a great catch and throw. Quick, not rushed, and accurate.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. 2 outs, base is empty. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. But we're all tied up thanks to this solo homer. All even now at 1-1. We head to the second in MLB The Show's Game of the Week. Second inning set to go. Now the left fielder, Michael Conforto. Tang back to work. That one's in there. Strike one. Tang, a 6'4" righty, 27 years old, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Right through there for a strike. Patrick Johnson calling the balls and strikes.
Pretty standard zone for Johnson. Sometimes he might get a little jumpy, a little excited and expand the zone, but usually you at least feel like the pitcher on the mound is earning it, and that's important because you got to make players earn it.
Back to the mound. He's got it. Sends it to first. 1 out in the second. Singy, what kind of strike zone is most frustrating for hitters?
I'd say off the plate, away, and down. And why? Those are the toughest locations to hit the baseball.
Ramon Urias stands in now and watches strike one. 1 out, base is empty. Cut on and lifted in the air. Ramirez snags it for the second out. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
Caminero tries to hold up, appeal to first. Yes, he did. That's a swing. And that one upstairs, ball one. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Down in order, go the Rays. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Bottom half of inning number 2. And here's the first baseman, number 39. In the air, left field, down the line, and that'll get down for a hit. Now he turns and heads for second. Well, he thought about 2, but he's back to first safely.
Oh, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Kevin Parada digs in now. Runner on the move. Pitching for a strike. The throw. Tag. And he's out.
Well, this is a real momentum killer after the leadoff single. Tried to steal second base on the first pitch. Defense was all over it. Nicely done from behind the plate with the catch and throw. Then a quick tag before he reaches the base.
One down, base is empty. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one's back there. And forget it. All muscle to center field. It's 2-1. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat.
Singy, this was a mammoth home run, over 460 feet, according to StatCast.
You know, Boog, there are only maybe 20 or so guys in the game that can hit a baseball that far, and it's absolutely crazy it's even that many. Such an impressive swing of the bat right there.
So 1 out, nobody on. Now here is Chen. Foul ball there. Next offering is fouled back. That one outside. 1-2 to count. 1 out, base is empty, and a run in. Bottom half of inning number 2. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. That one lifted to left. And it's out of play, a foul ball. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. And now Sung.
He's been tearing it up at the plate recently. 15 straight games with a knock. This guy's red hot.
Here goes the runner. Pitch is low. Sanchez throws. Too late. Stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. That was close, but StatCast shows us why he so often seems to be on the safe side of these steal attempts, Chris.
Yeah, you see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that bag. Such a threat on the bases.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
One ball.
Chen leads off second with one gone in the inning. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. In time for the second out. Good job to clean it up after the drop third strike. Chris, as we look back at the pitch sequence, he hadn't seen that curveball at all. How tough is it to adjust to something like that with a bunch of break when you haven't had a look at it yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're dialed up for something firm. You never want to take a called third strike as a fastball, so you're going to be a little anxious before you recognize the pitch. And right there, clearly didn't see what was coming.
And the batter now, John. That one ripped left field. Bangs off the wall. Run comes in from second, and they lead by 2.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of this struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
So the lineup flips over. Here's the left fielder, Chen. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
Man at second. Swings through that one for strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Got him. They limit the damage here. But 2 runs for them, and they jump ahead. We played 2 full. The All-Stars out front here, 3-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. There's Gary Sanchez. Just missed. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
1-1.
Swings and misses. Gonna count 1-2.
2 strikes.
Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. Not in time. He's safe.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
And now the center fielder, Johnny DeLuca.
It's been a tough stretch for him at the plate. Just 1 hit in his last 5 games.
In there at the knees. That's strike 1.
0-1.
Back up the middle and a base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
Everything came together for him. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Now it's the right fielder, Josh Lowe. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Just missed.
Touchdown.
Runners on the corners, no outs. And that misses. And the count is 2-0.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Hit on the ground might be 2. There's 1. How about that double play?
First and third, nobody out. You're thinking you've got it lined up for a pretty big inning right here. So that double play is pretty deflating. They get the run in, but now they're starting all over.
So digging in, Ha-Sung Kim rolled out to second in his first at bat. That one's in there, 0-1. 2 down, bases empty, but 1 run across. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Next one in the dirt. There's the strike.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
And that is that. 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and no one left on. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Chinese Taipei on top. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Standing in is the power hitting second baseman, Sung Chae Cheng. And a swing and a miss.
You tie a guy up like that, you're feeling like you are in command.
And there's a foul ball. This to third. Over to Diaz. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, number 23.
Here's some real power at the plate. Yu Chang. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
0-1.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And that one hammered. That's back there. Off the batter's eye and gone. He'll touch them all. Homer number 25 of the year. It's 4-2. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to haunt him for a while. An 0-2 mistake. That's supposed to be a pitch out of the zone. He left it in the spot that the hitter could do some damage with, and that's exactly what he did.
Base is empty, 1 away. And now the DH, Lin. Sliced hard but foul. One run across in the frame so far here in the last half of the 3rd. Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. And there's 2 gone following the strikeout.
I got to think that was the plan all the way. He set him up with the high fastball and then bury that curveball down low to get him swinging. Now, especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
And now the first baseman, and he's already singled in this game. And it's fouled away. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Caminero makes the play, and it's out number 3. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. It's now 4-2. 3 innings in the book on MLB The Show's Game of the Week. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the series has played out so far. That pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. There's a swing and a drive. A dive, and he can't haul it in. Around first, heading for 2. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
He was all over that one. Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer, and he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
And now it's Brandon Lau. He struck out swinging at his first at-bat. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Next offering is fouled back. Man at second. Ground ball right side. And that chance handled. Whips it to first. Lau out on the play.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. It's early, but you still want to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Ground ball up the middle, and a base hit knocks in a run.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Nice swing to drive that pitch up the middle. Could have easily bit out in front on the off speed and pulled off of it, but he was looking to use the big part of the field, and he executed his plan perfectly.
Runner on the go. Raised down by a run. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
So up next, Junior Caminero struck out swinging his first time. Swinging a foul straight back. 2 outs. And that one is lifted in the air. Chen sizing this one up. Makes the catch. And that is that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 4-3 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here at Citi Field, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Kevin Parada. Swing and a miss as that one was high.
Well, he hasn't quite settled in out there. 4 runs in 3 innings. He's going to have some quick 1, 2, 3 innings to pitch deep into this ball game.
And he swings through that one.
Love to see it. Power versus power right there.
Next pitch is outside.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
He swings and fouls one off. One down, base is empty. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. Lau on the move. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been struggling. Tang back to work. And that's off the outside edge. And that is ball one.
Ball, that's low.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0. He's put himself in a really good spot.
Line drive. Ramirez puts it away for the out. One down. And stepping in is the speedy Johnny DeLuca. A single his first time. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. DeLuca measures 6 feet even, 200 pounds, and he's a former Gold Glover in the American League. Bunt attempt, but that goes foul. Right side, Schwartz. 2 away now. Back to the top of the lineup, Josh Lowe will hit next. 0 for 2 in this one. And first offering is fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Chen makes the catch, and that'll do it. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Stepping in, the slugging shortstop, John.
Shortstop, number 90.
That one ripped right center field. This one's got a chance. Makes the catch up against the wall.
Woo. He was all over that first pitch fastball. Just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
Chen, the next to hit. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like he could thrive in one of those sports too. Bunting for a hit. Caminero on the run, sends it over to first. It's there, and that's a great play. Here's the second baseman, Sung-Chae Cheng. He's already homered here in this one. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues, and quickly at this level, an impact player.
Lau sends it to first, and they go down fast. 3 outs on 3 pitches. Back here in Queens, and now here is Ha-Sung Kim. And he lays down a bunt. No hit here on the bunt attempt. They get the out.
Well, I think the defense was anticipating something here because they were really ready to defend as that ball was put down. Nice little drag bunt. But they get the out. Way to go.
Yandy Diaz now at the plate. He's already homered in this game. In there for strike 1.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
The Rays trailing by a run, and we're at the top half of the 6th. Foul ball, still 0-2. That was the sweeper, but it missed. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Got him. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Lau at the plate. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Next offering is fouled back. Got him looking. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. So they go quietly there on to the bottom of inning number 6. The All-Stars with the lead 4-3. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Edwin Uceta.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Chang now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Fastball right back to the mound. Fires over to first. Leadoff man retired in the 6th. Next is the designated hitter, Lin. Now a move being made for a pinch hitter. How you lead. Looking to start something with 1 gone. And that is out of play. And a swing and a miss.
He was really trying to stay back for something off speed. That's why he was so tardy on that swing.
Chases the changeup in the dirt. Up with it, fires to first. And it beats him for out number 2. That's a strikeout. 2 outs, base is empty. Next is the speedy first baseman. Swing at a high fly ball, deep left field. Drops in for a hit, couldn't run it down. Now around second, going for third. In there safely.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Punched that ball down the opposite field line. Just barely able to keep it fair, but once it dropped in, he was off and racing for the triple.
Here's the catcher to hit, Kevin Parada. He launched a solo shot back in the 2nd inning of this one.
Yeah, that was big for these guys early on. Definitely helped them get off onto the right foot.
That one finds the zone. 0-1.
0-1.
In the air, fairly deep to right field. Low pulls that one down, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Welcome back. We're in the seventh. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Chang.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
The batter will be Michael Conforto. And that's through there for a strike. 0-1.
Well, that's really the money spot. Down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Out to short. Throws to first in time. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the seventh.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
Ramon Urias next to hit for the Rays. That's in there. That's strike one. Holding on to a one-run lead here in the top half of inning number 7. And that one off the outside edge. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and it clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Struck him out looking.
Everything in that at bat was away until the final pitch. 3 pitches in a row on the outside part of the plate, and of course that gets you conditioned to look out there, maybe a little bit out on your toes. So a great call on pitch number 4 to just hit that inside part of the plate and freeze him for strike 3.
So 2 down now, and here is Junior Caminero. Swings through that one. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
And that's in the
1
dirt.
ball, 1 strike.
Just missed. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. 2 down, nobody on. And that one hit to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Nothing doing for Tampa. Still down a run. It's 4-3. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary. A little out front there as he swings through it. Movement in the bullpen. Pete Fairbanks warming up for manager Kevin Cash. Clevenger also getting ready. Popped up. Kim hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, number 88.
Sung getting ready to hit. And a bunt towards third. Tries the bare hand, and it gets by him. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
And that hit carries a little extra meaning, Boog. It keeps his hitting streak going. He is dialed in at the dish right now.
I don't think there's a more confident hitter in all of baseball right now. Looks like he's expecting a knock every time he steps to the plate. Man at first with 1 gone. And the batter now, John. Third baseman playing on the edge of the grass looking for the sac bunt. Runner on the go. Throw to second. Save. Singy, the best way to catch this guy might be on replay.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the only way to catch him, Boog. I mean, you see that sprint speed on StatCast right there. It's elite, and just makes it very tough on the defense. A lot of pressure on those guys.
Close, but called a ball. Ball 2. Swung on, belted. That one back. And that ball is gone. And they tack on to their lead. It's 6-3. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. Can be pretty dangerous when you fall behind in the count 2-0. You've still got to try to find a way to keep that hitter off balance. Well, he wasn't able to do it there. The hitter did a nice job of turning that pitch around, not missing it in a hitter's count.
And here is Chen. Foul ball. Still only 1 out here in the inning.
No base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. You just hope he's not pressing too hard, because that just compounds things. It makes the slump even longer. Never seems to help. Never helped me.
Over to Diaz, and there's 2 away.
Second baseman, Su Cheng.
Now the number 2 hitter, Sung-Chae Cheng. He had a big swing for these guys way back to the 1st inning.
Yeah, Boog, he didn't waste any time in this one. The solo shot really got his team going, and he's looking for more right here.
And that one almost hit him.
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
And that one lifted in the air center field. DeLuca sizes this one up, and the inning is over. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. And they've doubled up now. It's 6-3. This is MLB The Show's Game of the Week. The 8th inning is coming your way next. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Sung.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these batters better be ready to swing the bats.
Here is Gary Sanchez. 1 for 2.
Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
And a foul ball. To the right side, sneaks through, base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Multi-hit game for him now, and with the lack of results he's been having lately, I'm sure he's feeling some relief. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
So digging in, Johnny DeLuca. Inside, just missed. Sung, a righty that throws with power. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, a sinker, and occasionally uses a forkball.
No strike.
Sanchez on at first, nobody out. Just missed.
Outside.
Next offering is in for a strike. Late swing fouled off.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Ground ball to the right side, and that's just foul. So a walk puts runners at first and second, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
Now up for Tampa Bay, Josh Lowe. 0 for 3 in this one. Ripped to short. Off balance speed. There's one. And they get him easily at first. It's a double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
And stepping in for the Rays, Ha-Sung Kim.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the ninth, that closer's coming in.
Hard hit left side. Sends it across to first, and that is that. The Rays strand just the one and can't cut into that 6-3 deficit. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Andrew Wentz.
He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts compared to other relievers, so he relies on getting that soft contact and the defense doing work behind him. They'll have to be on their toes with him on the bump.
Chang jumps out of the way of ball 1.
Oh, the adrenaline's pumping right there. Pretty good fastball. Unfortunately, it got away from him. He's going to have to corral things a little bit.
There's your strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Fastball is outside.
If you're going to miss, you want to miss outside the zone. When you miss inside the zone, it's trouble.
Up the middle. That's a hit.
Now batting, designated hitter,
How you lead will hit next. Lee having more success against left-handed pitching this season, as might be expected. Grounds one to short. Gets it to first. Close play against the speedy runner.
Well, he's one of the best shortstops in the sport, no doubt about it. And he put his skills on display once again right there. Great stop on the backhand, but it was the transfer and throw for me that really stood out. With the speed going down the line, there's no way he gets the out any other way. That was impressive.
Now at the plate, number 39. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Liner snagged at first. Throw not in time at second to double him off. Great hustle to get back.
That at bat is a positive sign, even though it probably doesn't feel like it. He hit the ball hard, but it doesn't always work out in your favor. Sometimes a defender is there to make a play.
And now the catcher comes up to him, Kevin Parada. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Chang stands at second with 2 gone. Not close with that one. And 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. You talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one ripped. Gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they add to the lead. It's 8-3. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. You see how he stays square to the plate. He takes a breaking ball that's away, gets around it, gets it up in the air, and hits a long home run. Not exactly the way that you teach it in the cage, but you'll take the result.
Base is empty with 2 away. Now it's going to be Chen. And what a two-way player. Not just offensively, but as good a defensive outfielder as there is in the game. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Sanchez makes the play. That is the inning. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. Last chance for the Rays coming up. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Lin.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Stepping in, Yandy Diaz. Just missed. Lin is what you're looking for in a good reliever. The ball stays in the ballpark. It's so hard to square him up. Fastball in for a strike, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, he stays out of the middle and pitches either at the bottom or at the top on the edges. And because of that, if you do get it in the air, it's usually just a high fly ball. And when it's down in the zone, it's on the ground.
Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time. Slings to first, and the leadoff man retired here in the 9th.
Oh, that slider was way out of the zone. And for me, it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Digging in, Brandon Lau. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. He's so consistent that the manager basically could look at it like he's got 3 outs sitting in his pocket. That shortens the game.
When he takes the mound, you feel like, hey, this inning is wrapped or this ball game is over. He's just that good. And you can see it in opposing hitters as well.
Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Chance to strike out the side now. You talk about the benefits, the advantages of relievers who can come in and get the swing and miss, whether it's inherited runners or maybe a little jam that they get into themselves. Knowing that they can miss the bat, tell you what, that's huge and can change the ball game.
That's in there, and it's 1-1.
They know when he comes in, pretty much forget about it. Kind of reminds me of Mariano Rivera.
1 strike away, and that just misses.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
That one misses, and the count's full. back downstairs, and that's ball 4.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Urias in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, and he beats it. He's safe. First and second, 2 outs. So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Junior Caminero. The changeup missing. Ball 1. Right through there for a strike. That misses the zone. Now 2 balls and a strike. Tap foul at the plate. And there's a ball.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And that'll load the bases.
Now batting catcher,
Here's Gary Sanchez now.
And there's one thing on the minds of these fans, and that's the sweep.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Christian Scott comes out trying to close it out.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Knee high, that's in for a strike. Scott, he's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts. In a tough spot like this, that is a big-time benefit.
Now, as a hitter, when a guy like this comes into the game, you feel like he's standing on
3. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Oh, a really nice 3-game home series sweep. They came out and, from the first game of this series, really had a determination to play fundamentally sound baseball. They came up with the big hit when they needed it. Pitchers came in. They got the big outs when they needed it. So all the way around, a collective effort that has produced a nice little series sweep.
8-3 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon for the next Game of the Week.